Women's football has been gaining momentum in recent years, with more popularity, investments, and support from fans and stakeholders. Like how we have seen funny and embarrassing moments in men's football, women's football is not far behind. So what are the funniest moments in women's football? Let's check them out. First, let's check out this funny celebration from one of the best female football players ever, Alex Morgan. The 31st minute of the United States versus England Women's World Cup semifinal saw American attacker Alex Morgan score a significant goal to put her team ahead. She acted as though she was drinking a cup of tea while she was celebrating, which sparked criticism and debate from certain British fans and media sources. The event was a joking allusion to British tradition, which is famed for its tea-drinking customs. Also, it was a reference to Morgan's own sponsorship agreement with a tea brand, which caused some people to believe that the celebration was a publicity gimmick. Following the competition, Morgan defended her celebration, claiming that it was just a humorous moment and that she had no ill will towards her competitors or their nation. She also made the observation that male football players frequently participate in comparable celebrations without receiving the same kind of backlash. The celebration nonetheless generated a discussion regarding football's attitude towards sportsmanship and cultural sensitivity. Morgan was criticized for being impolite and unsportsmanlike by some British fans and media sources, but others praised her right to speak her mind and show her team's triumph. The celebration, in spite of the criticism, immediately gained notoriety and was extensively shared and replicated on social media. Also, it contributed to Morgan's continued recognition as one of football's most gifted and respected players. Do you think this celebration was disrespectful, or was it just a funny moment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's check out a moment which is more wholesome than funny. Brazilian footballer Marta had a touching encounter with a stray puppy that had walked onto the pitch during a friendly match between the Brazilian and American women's national teams in 2019. The dog entered the pitch while the game was in progress, briefly delaying play. Marta adopted a different tack while some of the athletes and authorities attempted to shoo the dog away. She invited the dog over, crouched down, and gave it a gentle pet before taking it into her arms. After the incident was caught on tape, it instantly went viral, with admirers and media outlets applauding Marta for her compassion and kindness. Many people also pointed out that the occurrence brought attention to the problem of stray dogs in Brazil, where it is estimated that millions of canines live on the streets. Marta has a reputation for being a hard competitor in the game and is considered as one of the best female football players of all time. Her love of animals and her propensity to extend empathy and generosity in unforeseen circumstances were revealed in the incident involving the dog, which revealed a distinct side to her nature. Marta talked about the incident after the game, claiming she connected with the puppy and wanted to help it. She also demanded that the problem of stray dogs in Brazil and other countries be given more focus and funding. The next incident, honestly, is so unpredictable. I'm sure you have seen players scoring into their own nets due to some confusion, but the reason for this own goal will shock you. Brazilian goalkeeper Barbara made an infamous error that resulted in an own goal during a 2017 Tournament of Nations match between Brazil and Australia, which resulted in a defeat for her team. The incident soon gained international attention as fans and media outlets debated how such a blunder could have occurred. In the 44th minute, Lisa Devana of Australia fired a shot from 35 yards out to knot the score at 0-0. The ball was coming towards Barbara, who appeared to be in charge of it. A butterfly landed on her hand, briefly deflecting her attention from the ball as it neared. The ball slipped from her fingers at that instant, bounced off the goalpost, and eventually crossed the goal line for an own goal. Barbara was red-faced, and her teammates were heartbroken as a result of the sad circumstances that led to the occurrence. Many people questioned why the skilled custodian had not been more cautious in securing the ball, even though the butterfly's accidental landing on her hand was an isolated incident. Brazil went on to lose the match 1-0 as a result of their costly error. The incident triggered a discussion on the significance of luck in sports and whether or not athletes should be held responsible for unforeseen circumstances. Barbara was supported by some, who claimed the butterfly's landing on her hand was an unusual freak accident that could not have been anticipated. Others noted that Barbara ought to have been more attentive and ready for anything that might occur on the pitch given her status as a professional athlete. Following the incident, Barbara was showered with love and support from spectators and other athletes. Although several admitted that even the top players occasionally make mistakes, they lauded her for her professionalism and expertise. Barbara herself handled the situation well, displaying grace and humor in the face of the attention and criticism from the media. Would you have flinched if a butterfly suddenly came and sat on your hand? Football is a sport which has so much influence on society, and this player took her chance to show her response towards a political issue during a football match. American midfielder Megan Rapinoe garnered attention at the 2019 Women's World Cup for her jubilant celebration after scoring against France in the quarterfinals. Rapinoe raced over to the corner flag after putting the ball in the net and gave a mocking dance while whirling around and pumping her hands. The party was widely perceived as a reaction to Rapinoe's outspoken opinions on politics and social justice concerns. Rapinoe attracted headlines before the competition for her outspoken criticism of President Donald Trump and her backing of Colin Kaepernick and other athletes who had knelt during the national anthem to denounce police brutality. Many people viewed Rapinoe's corner flag celebration as a rebellious and uplifting move, a way for her to stand up for her identity and convictions in the face of hostility and retaliation. It also discussed the bigger part women's football has played in advancing social justice and gender equality, both on and off the pitch. Rapinoe was a major member of the U.S. squad during the tournament in addition to her celebrating antics, scoring numerous important goals and assisting in the team's triumph. Her advocacy and outspokenness have elevated the status of women's football as a force for good, and made her an inspiration to young athletes and supporters everywhere. The next incident is in response to the excitement of a penalty shootout victory. German keeper Schult drew media attention at the 2019 Women's World Cup for her jubilant celebration following a thrilling penalty shootout victory over Sweden in the quarterfinals. Schult went to the corner flag and engaged in a fun and memorable exchange with her teammates after saving the final penalty kick and giving Germany the victory. Schult began by picking up the corner flag and imitating a javelin throw in a track and field competition. She gave the flag to one of her team members, who played a few chords on it like a guitar while Schult danced. The team's excitement about winning was evident in the spontaneous celebration, which was playful and cheerful. The next moment is more of a romantic moment compared to how funny it is to happen during a football match. But this celebration has a more surprising and significant impact. Wambach, a soccer player for the U.S. women's national team, ran over to the sidelines after scoring a goal to embrace Sarah Huffman, who was then her girlfriend and is now her wife. The next surprise was even greater. Wambach got down on one knee and proposed to Huffman. The incident occurred during the team's World Cup Triumph Tour game against China, and it instantly went viral, igniting a widespread frenzy of jubilation. Wambach became the first gay athlete to propose to their partner in a major sport, making it a historic event for many. Wambach's proposal was significant, not just for her and Huffman personally, but also for the LGBT+ community, and for women's sports in general. It served as a potent reminder of inclusivity and acceptance, as well as the significant part that athletes can play in fostering social change and advancement. The party was significant for its date, because it took place only a few weeks after the USWNT won their third World Cup championship in Canada. With their outstanding performance on the pitch and open support for gender equality and equal pay off the pitch, the squad had become a cultural phenomenon in the months preceding the competition. In a post-game interview, she discussed the value of love and support in attaining success and praised her teammates for their unflagging encouragement and support. So, which was your favorite incident? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like,